Hey folks, Shark Scrapper here. So this roll-off is at the site next to the shark cage, and I spoke with the contractor and they're good with me removing metal. I had hoped that they wouldn't even throw it in, but such is life. It's in here. I'll dig it out. But this brings up a really important issue that I want to address with y'all. So I recently saw an interesting video where the person was talking about how they got in trouble from the law because they were going into a roll-off dumpster and the police officer stopped. He apparently got a ticket. He's going to have to go to court, maybe pay fines, maybe even get jail time for trespassing. And it got me thinking, you know, this is very common amongst the people in the scrapping community. A lot of people wrongly believe that they can pick up anything that isn't tied down or locked up or behind doors. There's a reality here that is very important for everyone to understand. I don't want this to happen to you because you don't understand this. So please listen carefully. Yes, when you find things that are out with the trash on the curb, there is well-established case law that says that we can take that as scrap. It was originally more intended for law enforcement to be able to pick up things that are potential evidence without having to get a search warrant, but it carries over the definitions of what trash is and stuff, carry over that allow us to take advantage of that as well. But that's not the same when it comes to roll-offs and dumpsters and bins. Now you have the case of that's not necessarily trash or waste on the curb. And so the question then becomes, if you, as me, as a scrapper, climbs in that bin, am I trespassing? Is it trash that's okay for me to take, or does it belong to someone? And it may not belong to the person that put it in the bin anymore. It may belong to the waste hauling company, and yes, some of those waste hauling companies separate what's in those bins and sell them as scrap or recyclable materials themselves. So you see, if you're taking stuff out of a roll-off without permission, you might actually be stealing from the owners of the roll-off who use that as part of their income. Now, I'm not saying this is always the case. What I'm saying is you need to know the laws in your state, county, and local government so that you don't accidentally run afoul of the law when you're trying to do the right thing. Very important here, okay? Just because you think you're doing the right thing doesn't mean that you might not also be breaking the law somewhere. And I'm not saying you are. I'm not saying that this person is. I'm saying that without knowing the law for that city, that county, your state, you could get in trouble that way. I have known other scrappers who also ran afoul of the law because they just made the assumption that it was okay for them to do that. Always check, because you don't want to be in a situation where this person might be in, where you're standing before the judge and you're saying, you know, Judge, I didn't know, you know, and depending upon the judge's mood and your reputation with the law and what you've done in the past and things of that nature, it could come out pretty bad. You know, can you imagine you stand up there and you say, hey, you know, Judge, I've been doing this for the last 3 years. I didn't know it was against the law. Now all of a sudden you've admitted to an ongoing crime. That would be an extreme case, all right? The important thing here is please, please, please make sure you know what the law is where you live so that you don't get in trouble when you're trying to do the right thing. I'm pretty sure I'm going to get a bunch of comments about people saying, you don't know what you're talking about, trash is trash, blah, 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 trust me, you want to look into this because you can get in trouble depending upon where you're located. And just because something is in a roll-off or in a bin doesn't mean that it's trash. It means that it might be recyclable material that you're taking from a legitimate owner, which is called stealing. And it might be that if you're on that construction site or that warehouse location or that parking lot, taking something out of that bin without permission, that you're trespassing. So get permission and understand the laws where you're located. All right, everybody, this is Shark Scrapper, and I've got a bin that I do have permission to get into that I need to go pull some stuff out of. So we'll see you all on the next one, and I'm really curious what the laws are in your state. So if you have checked, if you know this to be true, please leave a comment down below that says, in this state, county, city, wherever you're located, here's what the law is. If you don't know, please do not guess, because you could get your fellow scrappers in trouble by putting down stuff that you haven't researched, and then they take that as the truth. Have a great day, everybody. We'll see you on the next one.